Well, Shane, Arms of an Angel back at the trials on Tuesday. Were you happy with the performance?
Yeah, very. Look, we went into the trial just hoping to get it as easy as possible. She sort of did that and did it well. But she'll certainly, deprive a lot from it, and we'll just have to look at where we go next. But she certainly come through the run great.
She really ripped home the last half. You must have been happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. And that was probably as slow as she could go. So look, she's a mare with unbelievable speed, and we're looking like we had no gear on her on Tuesday. We took all the headgear off and all the hang gear off, and she drove quite good. So hopefully that's a bit of a feather in a cap for this time in. She might be able to be a bit more tractable, and we're really happy with her.
What's the plans before she goes to New Zealand for the Jules?
Look, we'll definitely look to have a start somewhere in the next 2 weeks, hopefully, and then maybe another one closer, just depending on what's going on. But she'll definitely have 1 or 2 starts. But she's a mare that she probably could have raced yesterday. She just sort of naturally goes, and she hasn't really lost that much fitness. And
then after the Jules, will she have a break again, or will you just keep going with her?
We'll definitely come back for the Len Smith, I think. And then from that point onwards, there's no plans. We'll just sort of sum it up and see where she's at. But, she's a mare that likes to race and race hard. So we kind of want to limit her runs if we can. But she's got a pretty big couple of months ahead.
Now, what about Yaya's Hotspot? Goes round in the Schweppes Sydney Cup on Friday. Drawn barrier 11. Not ideal around Bankstown.
No, not really, especially not with horses like Tactate and that in it. They're probably going to dictate from the outgo. But you look, he's a very fast horse on small tracks, and with a cold sit, he proved the week before that he can be pretty smart. So look, we're just going to have to drive for luck and see what happens. But he'll definitely be there at the end. There's no doubt about that.
Will he back up in the Bull Eye Cup the following week?
Yeah, I think so, especially from the draw now. Like, we'll probably have a quiet run and run home, and if things don't go our way, he should be all right to race again the following week. But it's been a big month for him. That'll be his 4th run in a row. So, we're pretty excited. We think he's going to be a big hope on Friday, and we kind of expected to draw bad, so we're just going to need the right trip.
What about Glenallen in race number 3?
Yeah, she's a bit of a small track horse too. She proved that last week at Penrith. She's won at Tamworth and that before. So, look, if she can force her way to the front or even sit park, she's going to be hard to beat. But she's getting up in grade a little bit, so it's going to probably just push her a bit.
Jetset Star, a horse only having its 2nd start in race 6.
Yeah, look, I don't mind her. She's got a bit of ability. She's trialled really well, but she got it all wrong first up. She was sort of scared at the rocks and traffic, and she sort of got it all wrong, to be honest. But if she steps and gets to the front and and gets the things her own way, she'll be definitely hard to beat. She's got a real good turn of foot.
Got a number of horses in on Saturday night. High rolling, you'd love to see it win the semi-final of the APG.
Yeah, I was really hoping for an inside draw because I'd love to set her up, but from out there, she's going to have to go forward and probably set a solid tempo. So she'll roll forward and hopefully just I wouldn't be surprised if she had to run a pretty solid time again, and she should probably still get away with her win. But I just can't wait to set her up. I just keep saying that because she's unbelievable with a sit, but I learnt from Blue Moon Rising you can't go back from 10 at Menangle with a 2-year-old.
And what's the long-term plans for her after the APG? Is she eligible for anything else?
Look, we're just at this stage. We have had inquiries about the Jules, but we're not sure. But I'm pretty sure she's Breeders' Challenge and Breeders' Crown as well. So she's got a pretty busy year coming up.
Okay. A couple of other runners. You've got a few runners in the heats of the carousel. Jango Fett, what can you tell me about it?
Yeah, he's going in there a bit under the radar. He's definitely. I would have loved to have trialled him and sort of seen where he's at, but his work's been really, really good, and anyone that knows anything about him knows that he's a pretty smart horse. So hopefully gets away and does everything right and qualifies. But look, it's more a glorified trial, and if he does what he can do, he'll be probably a surprise packet.
And in the other heat, you got 2 in there, Katy Perry and Controversial. Controversial, were you happy with him first up after he drew 1 and got buried at Penrith?
Yeah, really happy actually. He never got out. He was still pulling now, so probably a perfect first up run really. But look, at 2300 at Menangle hasn't always been his best track, so he's going to have to get a bit of luck and step up to the plate. But it's probably a little bit earlier in his prep to be launching him at this stage. And Katie's obviously going really well. Last week would have tightened her up a bit. I think she went like 150.9 herself and ran about 7th. So she'll appreciate the drop in grey.
And finally, Mac Beauty, what did you make of him on Saturday night?
Yeah, I was real happy with him. Sectionally, he's probably run one of the best races he's ever run, for the way he races. Look, we're learning more about him all the time. I think he's got more chance of winning a really big race at the moment than what he does one of these races, because we're driving him a bit different. So he'd love to probably race against Arms of an Angel. Would be, a lovely, have him sitting on the back of her, running flat out the whole way. It'd be something to watch. But at this stage, he's a horse that's loving racing, and I think we're on the right track. I think he'll have a good career and be able to race week in, week out.
Good luck over the weekend.
Thanks, mate.